Holding Out for a Hero, that's Bonnie Tyler. Great song from Footloose, 1984. Wow, a while ago. Loved that movie, though. Man, that was a great movie. It still is a great movie. Love that movie. I could throw that movie on right now and just get into it for sure. Okay, so letting go, super simplified. I've been getting a lot of questions around letting go, and it's a concept that is confusing from the standpoint of there's a lot of evidence, a lot of literature out there, Neville Goddard, Law of Attraction, specifically, that kind of bounces around letting go, not letting go, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And frankly, I kind of wanted to try to put this concept to bed to a little bit, right? Of course, I'm going to do more shows on letting go, and I've done a bunch of shows on letting go. So if you have additional questions about letting go after watching this video, please go back and look at any other video within the title. It's going to have the word letting go. Watch those videos first before you necessarily start asking questions, because I've done a whole bunch of videos on letting go, and they are kind of a compilation. Now, what this is meant to do is kind of really simplify a couple of the key ingredients that seem to be causing some confusion amongst some of the people that are watching them, which I totally get. It makes perfect sense. So again, I'm going to try to tackle it from that angle and see if hopefully I can make this make a little more sense for you guys. We'll see. We'll see how I do. Who knows? So we had a comment today that kind of was funny in a degree, and he's right. I mean, it's a very simplified way. And it was from a gentleman, so this is kind of guy thinking too in my mind, and I even commented on that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just one of the things that guys tend to be common with, and I'll get into that here in a moment. It's just normal for us, I guess. And it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just it is what it is. But if I know I want to lose weight or get six-pack abs or something, I know what I need to do is I need to work on my diet, get to the gym, and basically take care of myself from that standpoint. Watch what I eat, just make sure it's not anything that's crazy or high in fat, right? You kind of get into a little bit of a slightly higher protein, less fat in the diet, maybe some carbs unless you're a carb hater, whatever. But whatever the case is, there's a very specific path that you do, and that's what you do. Now, this is where guys tend to be somewhat problematic in our worlds, in our lives. So for the guys that are out there, first off, not everything can be done. Like you can't just do your way through life. There are definitely a lot of times where you need to feel your way through life. Feeling matters a great deal. And for guys, a lot of guys were taught early on, walk it off. Feelings are not something that you do. You don't cry in public. You don't cry around people. You just don't cry. Feelings not something that's okay. And also, gentlemen, one mistake we frequently make in relationships, right? Girlfriend or whoever's talking to you about something, and we always want to try to fix it. Just understand they don't want you to fix it. If they wanted you to fix it, they'd go, hey, how can I fix this? And they would ask you that question. If they don't start it off that way, they just want you to listen. That's it. Just listen and don't really say anything other than, oh, wow, that sounds bad, or oh, that's a bummer, or wow, I can't believe they treated you like that. Don't try to fix it. Don't. It's just going to frustrate the girl. She just wants to express. She just wants to get these emotions off her chest and explain things. That all being said, I don't know, that was a freebie, right? So again, when you've got a very specific task at hand, it's easy when you know exactly what you have to do. You do this, then you do this, then you do this. One of the problems with this whole letting go, manifesting your specific person concept is it's hard to decide what you should do. What is the next approach I should take? If X isn't working, and right off the bat, I'm going to qualify that and say that most of the time, I think people are so focused on the fact that they don't have it right now, you're already blowing it, okay? Right off the bat, you're paying attention to what's going on right this second, and you're going, I don't have it yet. What do I need to do to get it? Now, I've done lots of shows on this as well, so I'm not going to go down that path per se, but again, right? If you're paying attention to what's going on right now, you're really, truly missing a lot of the law of attraction stuff. Go back to some of the more beginner things, and I will cover some of the bases here, but it's about feeling. Where are you at in the feeling process is a good indication as to where you might want to go next, or what technique you might want to try next, or what approach you want to give a try, because it depends on how you're feeling. If, for an example, and we'll use this because it's really where, in my mind, we're letting go for sure, is there's two sides of the spectrum where letting go, I think, is appropriate and a good idea. Okay, so scenario number one. You are so frustrated in your manifestation process. Maybe they've cheated on you. Maybe they won't return your calls. Maybe no matter what you see, they are not doing what you feel they need to do. And because of this inability to be able to focus and live from that moment, or to to realize it's real, there we go. Assuming that the wish is fulfilled, living from the end, all these things, right? When you try to do that, you have so much mind chatter, so much disbelief, so much anger, so much frustration that you can't even imagine from the end. You can't even assume that these things are happening. You can't think of them in any sort of positive way that doesn't make you angry. Truly, honestly, I swear, let go for a week or two. Let go. You are so grumpy and frustrated, you're missing the point. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on you. Find things that make you happy. Figure out a way to make you happy. You are honestly, if you're in that place, you are not ready to be doing the imaginal work right now. You are in such a bad feeling place. You are doing damage to your manifestation process by forcing yourself down that. It's like stretching, right? If you're not ready to do the splits and you force yourself into them, ow, right? You're not ready. You're doing damage. If you cannot be in a happy place a good chunk of the day, maybe 30% or more, if you can't do that, let go of the manifestation work for a week, for 2, for 3, for 4, whatever, until you can get your emotional senses in line, till you can get your feeling good. Do it through self-love meditations. Find something you're interested in. Take long walks. Again, I've done videos on all sorts of different approaches to try to feel good and try to get ourselves back into a good feeling place. Again, I think techniques when you're frustrated. Look for the word frustrated. Do a search in my channel. You'll find a video for sure that was actually pretty good. And I want to say I gave 10 different examples of things you can do to get yourself in a better feeling place. Try those techniques. When you get yourself into a better feeling place more often, then go back to the imaginal work. You imagine from, you do the asking, you're assuming the wish fulfilled, right? You're thinking about them and positive things and butterflies and good feelings accompany it. Great. You're right on track. The other side of the spectrum for people that I think letting go is a great thing too, is when you actually do the imaginal work and you're living from the end and you realize that you are the creator, and you know that when you've seen it inside, when you've imagined it and you've tasted, you've smelled, you've said all those things, right? You licked the dashboard. When you've noticed all of the reality of it and it's completely real on the inside, and you know without a doubt that the fact that it's real on the inside means it's also real on the outside, and it's just an issue of the dots filling in the three-dimensional world, but other than that, it's real. When you truly know that, when you truly know it's real, you don't need to hold on to this. You can completely let go. There is absolutely no reason for you to continue on. You don't need to. It's done. It is coming. It is real. You're not going to question it. You're not going to second guess it because you know it's real. Now, granted, this is a much smaller percentage of our law of attraction / Goddard people that are out there. But if you fall into that group, if you truly know that what is real on the inside is definitely real on the outside, that the creator within us is definitely the creator that makes it outside of us, then there's absolutely no reason to continue doing the work. You're fine. You've got it. This is done. It will be yours whenever it shows up, but you don't care because you're going to be busy thinking about other things. You're not worried about it. You're focused on your life. You're focused on everything that's going on in your world. That piece will fill in when it's ready. And when it is, it'll be beautiful and perfect. And so there you go. Those two groups, definitely let go. Don't need to keep doing it. Or in the case of the negative side, you really need to work on yourself. And you're so in a bad negative place that doing the imaginal work is probably doing you more harm than good. Focus on yourself. Get yourself in a good place. Now, for everybody else, right? The 80% of the bell curve that's right in the middle, Do what feels best. If you're reaching one of those places where you've suddenly gotten kind of frustrated, screw it. Throw your hands up and let go. Give it a few days. Watch what happens. I dare you, because it's really cool when you do. Something usually very interesting occurs when you throw up your hands. Some sort of random coincidence, some sort of out-of-the-blue communication, whatever the case is. It's really funny when you let go of all this negative energy that we carry along with us, things seem to kind of fall into place. Again, how are you feeling? This is the most important thing to ask. Law of attraction, Goddard, spirit, higher self, the manifesting, wherever this all happens from, does not really care what words you're using. It cares about the feelings that you're having in regards to what you're trying to create. So if your feelings are negative, you're definitely pushing things away or attracting more of that negative vibe, more things that'll make you feel crummy. So when you keep looking at what's happening right now and you keep noticing, this is horrible, it's not happening, I feel horrible. Great, cool, because you're going to get more of that. It's just exactly how it works. So it's important to focus on things you enjoy, focus on the direction you're going, focus on living from within, or living from that location, or living in the end. There you go. And Anyas and I just did our video together. I think I posted mine Monday morning, recently, yesterday, I guess. and we went into, she gave a brilliant example of how to live in the end and how to do that throughout the day. So again, highly recommend that video. And I'll probably throw some of these videos and links just to make it easier in the show notes below. But again, if you've got questions about living in the end, Anyas covered it really, really well in the talk we had recently and just nailed it, right? So that's a lot of the different places in our life. That's how you can live in the end during the day. And if that should, because especially the examples she gave, like where you're, just imagining being with them, or maybe you're walking by a cafe and you'd love to go and be in that cafe with your specific person, and you're definitely going to do that one of these days. So you imagine it kind of happening for the moment, and it's just, what a great feeling when her and I get to do that. And that's where we're going to go, and we're going to have, I'm going to have her try those croissants because they're amazing, or croissant if you're, French, right? So they're going to be, we're going to have that. So I'm imagining from in the end, and it's beautiful. It makes me feel wonderful. And of course, that whole concept of living with the wish fulfilled, right? So of course, that this is happening. So the dream's coming. So I'm constantly feeling like awesome because I'm giddy and I'm excited and I know this is coming. Maybe you need to do some affirmations because you're having your little moments where we're having doubt, we're having frustration, right? Again, we're dealing with the 80% that aren't quite ready to quit either way, right? You're not on either extreme. You're just dealing with the day, right? So when you're having some doubts, work on those affirmations, right? Pull a couple of those out. Think of some positive things you can think of. Maybe have a couple positive go-tos for songs. Like that's a good one for me. There's a couple songs I could throw on just about any time, start singing them, and I instantly feel better. Probably that Britney Spears, Stronger or whatever that song is. I've played that before. That song just gets me pumped up every time, and I feel like, just powerful, like the little veins and side of my neck when I'm just screaming it as I'm singing horribly. It feels amazing, right? So whatever it is that can get you in that good feeling place, walks in nature, whatever, right? All these kinds of things matter. It's ultimately, for the 80% in the middle, right? It's ultimately about getting your energy to a good place. So letting go, not letting go, it's a technique. It's not necessarily mandatory. If you're truly understanding the way Goddard talks, the way creation truly works, it's not necessary, it's inevitable. But it doesn't mean you have to do it. If you're so negatively frustrated that you can't see 4 feet in front of you because all you can see is how things aren't happening the way you want them to, it's almost a must for you to let go. You need to, because you are so stuck in negative thoughts. You're so stuck in what's not happening. You are so stuck in putting all of your happiness outside of yourself that you absolutely have no path to success at all. All you can see is misery, and that's all you're going to continue to experience. Give up on it for a little while. Maybe forever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for a little while. That's what I'm saying. Okay? I'm not saying, but he didn't call me, he didn't talk to me, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if it's their fault. Doesn't matter if it's your fault. Doesn't matter if it's the garbage man's fault. doesn't matter. If you feel crummy all the time, you need to do something. Not them, not the garbage man, not the airy fairy. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't really know, right? Spreading twinkle dust or pixie dust or whatever fairies do. I don't know what they do. It's been a while since I've been a fairy, right? I guess. Long story short, we're trying to get to a place where we feel better. These are techniques we share. This is not a roadmap. This is not a guarantee. If you do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you're going to have six-pack abs. It's not like that. What works for you? Your emotional, your thought process is different than everybody else. Everybody's unique. We're all snowflakes. So we all have our own stories. We all have our own insecurities. We all have our own fears, right? So it's different for all of us. So you have to go, okay, I've got this tool belt full of tools, right? Walking around all like tooled up, right? And you do that and you have all these things. Well, grab the right tool for the problem you have, right? If you're trying to screw in a screw and you're just busy mashing it with a hammer, it doesn't really work well, especially if it's a heavily threaded screw. You're really not going to get it anywhere. It's not going to go all the way in, right? So use a screwdriver. Use the right tool for the right problem. And again, you don't try to, stick a square peg through a round hole. So if you're in a place where you're a round hole, you need to find the round peg. You just do. So hopefully this kind of helps make some sense out of this whole letting go, this whole how do I manifest what I want? How do I get in a happy place all the time? How do I feel good when all this crappy stuff's happening around me? Wherever you're at in this process, here's some tools. Pick which one's right for you. And again, if you have to let go for 2 weeks, a week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, do it until you can feel good. If you never get to that point, then keep letting go because this whole thing that you're trying to accomplish is ruining you. Don't let it do that. Be happy. Be happy with at least your life, with at least yourself, because no matter what, 100% of every single moment of your days, you are stuck with you. Always. Your SP might be there and then he might go off to work. What are you going to do for 8 hours? You got to somehow be happy. You can't just call him every 4 minutes, right? You're going to drive him insane. So we got to do what works for us and for what works for the situation we're in. I pray this helps. I know it's not easy, people. I do know this. It gets easier. This I promise you. But when you're stuck in one of these horrible spirals, when you're stuck in one of these negative ruts, you got to get out of that rut because you're just going to continue to create more of it if you don't. So do something crazy, get the hell out of that rut, and move forward. And if everything else is going, meh, well, you got some tools. Try to work on it. Depends what's happening. Are you having a doubt moment? Is everything really groovy? You having an up moment? Having a down moment? It depends. So do what feels right. Do what works. You're learning this. So I know I'm not as worried about those of you in the 80%, certainly not worried about the 10% over on the other side that's got this nailed, right? They realize they are absolutely creating everything outside of themselves from inside. And once it's real inside, it's definitely real outside. I'm not worried about those people either. The only ones I'm really worried about are the ones that have a hard time getting out of this dark hole they're in. And you can do this, but it's only you that can do this. It's only you that can pull yourself out of this hole. And by doing that, you empower yourself. There's so much positive that comes from you figuring out how to do this. It is amazing when you do, and it is truly life-changing. All right. Woo! I hope we got this. Hope we nailed it. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see what questions I get. Going out with another awesome song from the Footloose movie, because I decided that's what we're going to be doing this on. You know how it is. Going out with the song